Hi everybody, welcome to the next day of music theory. Today is going to be a kind of different kind of class. I'm using flat, which we're pretty familiar with how it's going to look, so it's going to look familiar. But today I'm actually not going to have you be recreating something from flat. This is going to be a lot of me talking because what I want to do is I want to emphasize what these intervals sound like and hopefully try to help you start to recognize what they sound like and be able to explain what interval you're hearing. So what I did is I went through every interval from minor second up to octave, and I've laid it out this way where we can hear the low note and the upper note two times each, going back and forth like this in a melodic interval, and then also having a whole note harmonic interval. And then for almost all of them, I have an example of the interval going up in a melody that you probably know, and an example of the interval going down in a melody you probably know. So let's just jump in. Here's the minor second. This is what it sounds like melodically and harmonically. Now, there are plenty of examples of minor seconds in melodies, but here's just a couple really famous ones. For when we have an interval like this, when we have the low note and then going up to the higher note, that is what we call ascending. So right here, we're in the bass clef. We have an E underneath the bass clef staff, an E natural stepping up to an F natural. That is a minor second. This is the Jaws theme. And it is very low, so it's harder to hear things when they're very low or very high. But a minor second ascending might sound like this. I'm sure that's something you've heard plenty of times, and you probably automatically get a picture of a shark when you hear that, because it's just so ingrained into what we're used to. An example of a melody that starts with a descending minor second, when we go from the top note downward, that's descending, is the beginning of Joy to the World. So right here I only have the first four notes, but we all know how Joy to the World starts, or how it sounds, and it starts with a minor second. Okay, so my whole goal with all these videos today, there's going to be a bunch of short ones, is to show you an example of these, that way you can get used to hearing them and hopefully start recognizing these intervals when we hear them.